Hey everyone, if these stories hit home for you, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss one. Let's get into it. They showed up late, same as always. Loud heels clicking on marble, expensive perfume slicing through the incense. The whole church seemed to hold its breath. My cousin, Ethan, had on a watch that basically shouted wealth. Gold flashing under the candlelight, breaking it into pieces. She held tight to his arm, wrapped in black silk that probably cost more than my entire car. When she leaned over to whisper, I caught that same vanilla scent she used to wear to bed. "Looks like I picked the winner," she said, eyeing my faded suit. "You're still scraping by." I didn't glance at her. I kept my eyes on my grandmother's casket. The shiny wood reflecting faces that never really asked for forgiveness. I gave a small, even smile. "I am," I said. For about 10 more minutes, her laugh faded somewhere behind me. That was enough. I loved her once, in a simple, steady way. The kind that fixes squeaky shelves before they get worse. The kind that remembers exactly how she likes her tea, even when she forgets. 5 years ago, I had the ring in my pocket when she said she'd been thinking. Thinking is a loaded word when it comes late and leaves fast. She said she needed security. She said love wasn't a blueprint. She said Ethan understood drive. She didn't mention they'd already shared a bed. I remember the silence after she admitted it. The room kept breathing while I held mine. The ceiling fan kept spinning. The clock ticked like a sentence. I asked how long. She looked away. I nodded like someone being told how to go under. Ethan called that night. All smooth charm and fake sympathy. "No hard feelings," he said. "You'll land on your feet." He sent flowers the next day, white lilies, an apology without any real remorse. The signs had been there earlier. Missed calls, or her phone always face down. The way she suddenly loved Ethan's stories, his trips, his confidence. I'd told myself it was just her being restless. I was wrong. It was practice. Suspicion doesn't hit like a bomb. It creeps in. It lives in the quiet spaces between sentences. It hides in smiles that land a second too late. I started seeing the patterns. How she'd step out when he called. How his name popped up in conversations that had nothing to do with him. How she dressed up for girls' night. I told myself I was overthinking. Overthinking feels safer than facing the truth. Then I spotted the charge on our joint card. A hotel, not one we ever used. I didn't say a word. I saved the receipt. I checked calendars, texts, timestamps. I learned how dates can lie and how they can't. I learned love leaves traces. I found out where they met and how often. Each piece didn't shatter me. It sharpened me. Pain turns into focus if you give it time. When I finally asked, she didn't deny it. She bargained. That's when something shifted inside me. The plan came together slowly, piece by piece. I stopped reacting. I started observing. I took a low-key job no one talked about. Compliance, records, processes. I learned how money moves when no one's looking. I learned which signatures count and which are for show. I learned how arrogance leaves openings, and openings become exits. Ethan loved quick wins, power plays over real work, the look of success more than earning it. I didn't point out the cracks I saw. I just noted them. I walked away from the relationship with my head high and a quiet that rattled them both. I let them think I'd lost. People underestimate a man who doesn't fight back. They confuse calm with defeat. Years went by. They got engaged. He made headlines. She bought gowns. I bought time. The moment needed perfect timing. Funerals are ideal for truth. Everyone expects sadness. No one expects the lights to come on. My grandmother raised us both. She taught me that quiet effort outlasts flashy people. Before she passed, she asked what I was doing with my life. I told her the truth, minus the details. She squeezed my hand and smiled, like she already knew how it would end. The day she was buried, the church was packed. Old money mixed with new lies. Ethan worked the crowd like a pro. She watched me like I was a reflection she didn't trust. After the speeches, I stood up. I hadn't planned to speak formally. I didn't need to. The screens behind the altar came to life on their own. A slideshow started. Family photos first, gentle and warm. Then the images shifted. Ledgers, hidden companies, dates lining up like evidence. Audio kicked in. Clear, unmistakable. His voice, her laugh. Contracts signed where they had no business being signed. The room's energy changed, from quiet breathing to a low buzz. Phones came out. Faces dropped. I didn't watch them. I watched the doors. Ethan moved first. His confidence left him fast. He whispered to her. She shook her head, makeup streaking under the stress. That watch caught the light again. But now it looked tacky. A guy in a gray suit stood from the third row, then another, then more. Compliance doesn't cheer. It just shows up to collect. Chaos feels deafening when you're in it. From where I stood, it was precise. Questions turned to accusations. Accusations turned to escorts out. The pastor tried to step in. No one cared. Someone yelled my name like it was an insult. I didn't respond. She finally met my eyes. No anger there, just calculation. "This isn't you," she said, voice cracking. I leaned in close enough for only her to hear. "It is," I said. "You just never bothered to see it." Ethan tried to laugh it off. It came out broken. The sound of a man realizing the ground remembers. The fallout is quieter than movies make it seem. It's paperwork, resignations, frozen accounts. His money was locked before the sun went down. Her circle vanished by morning. The engagement disappeared. Investigations don't need my input once they catch the scent. I didn't go to the interviews. I went home and made a simple dinner. I ate slowly. Control tastes like that. Weeks later, she called. Apologies weigh more when they're overdue. She asked if there was anything she could do. I told her there was nothing she could undo. Ethan sent a message from a new number. Threats first, then please, then nothing. I still visit my grandmother's grave. I tell her what lasted and what didn't. I don't mention the money quietly coming my way or the role I never advertise. I tell her about the peace. Betrayal taught me this. Pain is a teacher that doesn't repeat itself. Control isn't flashy. Justice doesn't hurry. Revenge, when it's done right, doesn't need an audience. It leaves a paper trail. At the funeral, when she joked about me being broke, she thought she was talking to the old version of me. She didn't know I'd already put that guy in the ground. Some losses are investments. Some endings are just accounting. And some wins don't come with cheers. They come with quiet.